أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing great and are ready to move on to the new concept. We are currently on plurals. We have completed Jama Salim. We are done with Musanna. We have also practiced their declension. What we need to do now is Jama Mukassir. But before moving to that lesson, I decided to take a little detour and to shed some bit of light to the concept of root letters and how they are superimposed on various patterns to obtain the derivatives. Okay, so this lesson is going to be about root letters and how they are superimposed. So let's begin, inshallah. Rabbi Yasir, wala tu'assir wa tamim bil khair. This is something that we always do. We always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us out. Now, before beginning, I would like to just, tell that it is a purely theoretical lesson. It doesn't involve any practice or declensions or those kind of things, okay? Something that we have been doing up till now. It is a purely theoretical and conceptual lesson. All right, so let's begin. You see, every language in the world has a root word, and then many other derivatives are obtained via different ways from that root word. Okay, so if we have the word expect in English, we can make these derivatives: expectation, expectations, expects, expected, expecting, etc. All right, so all these are derived from the root word of expect. Similarly, in Arabic, we have, for example, the root word of ilmun, knowledge. From here, we can derive the word alimun, the one who knows, ta'limin, education, ya'lamuna, all of them know. All right, so these are just a few derivatives that I can form from the root word of ilmun, education, knowledge. All right, so this was our first pointer, that every word in every language has a root word, and Arabic is no different. Our second pointer is that most of the root words are composed of 3 root letters in Arabic. Now we are talking purely of Arabic, okay? No other analogies. All right, so most of the root words in Arabic are composed of 3 root letters. For example, ilmun. We read the root letters in this direction, okay? So our first root letter is N, all right? Lam is our second root letter, and Mim is our third root letter. All right, this was our second pointer, that most of the root words of Arabic are composed of 3 root letters. All right, next one. Some words or some root words may also be comprised of 4 or even 5 root letters. For example, the word waswasa, so whisper. All right, so was, wow, seen, these are 4 root letters. All right, and our major concept, actually our major focus rather, is going to be the 3-lettered root words. And once we understand the 3-lettered root words, we can automatically understand and get the hang of the 4-lettered root words, inshallah. Okay, the major bulk is formed by the 3-lettered root words. All right, so next concept is very important, actually. It is saying that the sequence of the root letters remains the same in every derivative. Now this concept is quite obvious and it is quite logical. However, it is very often ignored. All right, and I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to show you an example as well. But before going to that example, let's just focus what example I have given here. So N, Lam, Mim, this is our first set of root letters, and N, Mim, Lam is our second set of root letters. And I'm saying that it is not equal to this. These two are not equal. Why? Let me show you. N is our first root letter over here as well as here. Lam is our second root letter here, but here Meme is our second root letter. Okay, and Meme here is our third root letter, and Lam here is our third root letter. So the root word from each of these is ilmun and amalun respectively. Okay, and we all know that ilmun is so not equal to amalun. Okay, ilmun is knowledge, amalun is a deed or action. Okay, so these two are not equal, and the only difference between these two is the sequence of the last two root letters. It is lam meme in knowledge and meme lam in action. All right, and therefore there's a huge difference between ya'lamuna and ya'maluna. All right, ya'lamuna is all of them know, ya'maluna is all of them do. All right, so the sequence of the root letters remains the same in every derivative, no matter it's Jama Mukassir, or as in whether it's been given a skeletal makeover, or it has a prefix added to it, or it has a suffix added to it. No matter what, the sequence of the root letters has to be the same in every derivative, no matter what. Full stop. Okay, so that's what about it. All right, and the other example that I wanted to mention is that of the night prayer that we all know, the Tahajjud. All right, and it's often and most often the concept of struggle is brought into it, to its meaning. All right, so that you have to struggle to get up and pray it. However, just notice one thing. We have the Tahajjud, whose root letters would be He or Ha, then Jim and Dal. And in the concept of struggle is more of Jim, Ha, and Da. These two are same, by the way. All right, so you can see very easily what's happening here. All right, so these two are not equal. Okay, next pointer says that how are these derivatives formed? Well, there are plenty of ways that we can form a derivative. We have covered a few of them actually. We could either add a suffix or a prefix, or we could do both. All right, so we did the examples as well. We did musanna, where a suffix was added. We did prefix, where more of the lam, where an ism is made more of the lam by adding alif lam to it. All right, so that's what we do. But that we did, and adding both simultaneously, we did this already. For example, al muslimataini. So al is our suffix, our prefix, and taini is our suffix for musanna, feminine, nasab or jar form. So this thing means the two submitting feminines or females. And of course, how are derivatives formed? By giving them a skeletal makeover. All right, by superimposing the root letters over the given pattern. And we are going to learn a lot about these given patterns. Let's go with it. All right, so the given pattern, what does it do? First of all, it is predefined by the Arab linguists. All right, we don't have to get into the technicalities and to how they got landed with such and such pattern. It is predefined, and you just have to know and memorize it. All right, and you have to know what this particular pattern means. All right, so this is our first pointer. Then these patterns may either be munsarif, ghair munsarif, or mabni. We already know what munsarif, ghair munsarif, and mabni asma are, so I am not going to review these. Okay, let's just say in a very brief manner, just in case somebody has started to watch these videos now. Munsarif are the tanween carrying ones. Ghair munsarif and mabni do not carry any tanween. In munsarif asma, the rafa, nasab, and jar forms are different from each other, while in mabni asma, all the forms, that is in rafa, nasab, and jar forms, are similar. And in ghair munsarif asma, the rafa form is different from nasab and jar, but nasab and jar forms are similar to each other. Okay, this is the briefest summary that I can come up with. If you want to know more about these asma, about these munsarif, ghair munsarif, and mabni asma, you can go back to the previous lessons. Perhaps you could have a look at the index. All right, and you can uh, you could simply, watch that video. It's way better actually if you do that. Okay. All right. So coming back to the given pattern, it may be munsarif, ghayr munsarif, or mabni, and what it does is that it imparts its essence to the meaning of the root letters. For example, in English we have the suffix of er. What does it do? It makes the it gets added to the verb, and then it makes a noun. All right, so someone who does something becomes a doer by addition of this er to its verb form. Okay, so make, someone who makes is a maker, someone who teaches is a teacher, someone who speaks is a speaker, someone who listens is a listener, someone who runs is a runner. All right, someone who writes is a writer, someone who reads is a reader, someone who examines is an examiner. All right, so these kind of things. So this er is a suffix that imparts its specific essence to the meaning of the root letters. Arabic is no different. What happens in Arabic? Let's come back to our root words, our root letters, which here are an, lam, mim, knowledge. Now our two patterns, for example, here are allama and ta'allama. Allama means to teach, all right, and ta'allama means to learn. Now both of them have something to do with knowledge. All right, allama is the pattern that imparts the meaning of giving knowledge. All right, and ta'allama is the pattern that imparts the meaning of receiving knowledge. Okay, so this is what allama ta'allama. This is something that we're going to learn in detail in the fail section, inshallah. Okay, so that's when we are going to come across with it again. All right, so the given pattern imparts its essence to the meaning of the root letters. I hope this is clear. Okay, because ilmun itself here, alif lam n lam mim simply means knowledge. Now allama is the pattern in which this knowledge is imparted. All right, and ta'allama is the one when this knowledge is received. All right, so teaching and learning. Final point for the given pattern, it carries sides for superimposition. All right, indicated by the letters fa and lam, or simply fa'ala. All right, fa'ala are the letters that indicate where to superimpose the root letters. Let's elaborate it. And this is the basic concept of the entire lesson, and actually the entire Arabic, to be very honest. So superimposition, let's just read through it. The given pattern indicates where to superimpose the said root letters to obtain the desired derivative. All right, so where are we? So okay, maf'ulun, for example. All right, so I gave two patterns here, maf'ulun and fa'ilun. By the way, maf'ulun is the pattern for object, all right, or something that receives the action, and fa'ilun is the doer of the action. Okay, so if I say khaliqun, it is the one who creates. Makhluqun, it is the one that is created. All right, now let's on with the superimposition. What happens here? The side for the first root letter, for example n, is indicated by the letter fa or fa. All right, now in any given letter, in any given pattern, you simply locate where is the letter fa, and you superimpose or you replace this fa with the first root letter, or I would simply make it r1. All right, put r1 at the place of letter fa in the pattern. Then the side for the second root letter is indicated by the letter n. So wherever you find the letter n, All right, you simply replace that n with the second root letter or R2, and the last root letter is indicated by last root letter is the site for the last root letter is indicated by the letter lam. So wherever you find lam, you superimpose, or you rather you replace this lam with the third root letter, which is R3. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Similarly, in the pattern of fa'ilun, we can see that fa is here, so we place R1 here, n is here, so we place R2 here, and lam is here, so we place R3 here. Okay, this is the root of it. Okay, that's how I formed the words fa'ilun, I formed the words khaliqun and makhluqun. Okay, let's just go with our own example that we have covered so far. So it's the root letters of n, lam, mim, knowledge, ilmun. So this is our R1, R2, R3. Okay, so this would be alimun, and this would be ma'lumun. Now what would ma'lumun would be? It would be something that is known. All right, simple as that. So this is what is called superimposition, and that's how you can make loads and loads and loads of derivatives. Okay, this is the basis of Arabic.